Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Evolution. My name is Evelina and I have a website called evheals.com. Anyway, I don't know how to start these videos, but today I wanted to talk about something that the whole world is experiencing right now, and that is fear. Now, what is fear? Fear essentially is, in order to feel fear, there has to be an element of you giving your power away to something or someone else. So if you are afraid of spiders, for instance, you have decided in your brain, or there was an experience or whatever, where because you, who is essentially just a cosmic being, is consciousness itself, and is connected to the universe, that part of you has identified so strongly with this body and has certain information stored in the brain or in the body that tells it that a spider is creepy crawly, is going to hurt us, can bite us, be poisonous, whatever. Fear of spiders has its reasons. There is a reason to be afraid of spiders, and it is a self-preserving structure and a self-preserving belief, which can be very helpful when we encounter a poisonous spider, for instance. But when that fear gets so intense that even tiny little spiders that cannot hurt us freak us out to no end, that means that we have given our power away to something else, to the spider, to this belief that spiders can hurt us gravely, right? Our bodies are meant to pick up on stimuli that are meant to pick up stimuli through our senses, right? To help us navigate the world. And whatever we feel and think and pick up on is information, is valuable information. But when we allow the information that our body is picking up to dictate our next move without giving it a second thought, without coming back into balance and realizing that we choose, that part of ourselves that is cosmic, that is eternal, that is doing the looking when we look at a mirror, that part of us, that's even, that part of you right now that's listening to me right now, that's actually comprehending what I'm saying, that part of you is what's actually in control. And so that part of you, if it's aware enough and awake enough to its true nature, is the part of you that can say when it sees that little spider, I am not afraid, because I can put the spider in a little cup and let it outside, or I can just leave it be, and I know that even if it bites me a little bit, it's probably not going to hurt me, or if it crawls on me, it's okay. It's not going to kill me. I mean, sometimes it could, be aware of the types of spiders. But for instance, I'm not saying this to shame anyone or make them feel stupid for having fear. We all have fear. Our bodies are meant to react to stimuli, and that information is valuable. It helps us to make good decisions, to keep our body alive, to keep it healthy, to keep it functioning properly. But we have the final say. That deeper part of us has the final say in what we do next, okay? So when you get that stimuli, when you get that reaction, when you get that emotion, panic, anxiety, sadness, that feeling of being out of control, hopelessness, realize that you do not have to make your next decision, your next thought, your next action does not have to come from that place. It doesn't have to be in reaction to that feeling, okay? And so how can I explain this in a different way? if you have not yet realized your power, the power of your consciousness, in yoga, I learned that when we are breathing, we are not actually, pulling the air into our lungs. No, what we are doing is simply allowing the air to enter into our cavity, I guess you could call it, into that space. Because the air pressure outside, right, wants to naturally come into our bodies, right? That's just kind of how air works. It's always flowing and it just wants to get into that empty space. So when we breathe, we are literally allowing the universe to come into our body, into our form, right? Like into our being. Isn't that crazy? Like when I learned that, I was so mind blown, because when you think of it that way, then that means that your consciousness, if it has enough will, can keep that air, keep that life force, universe, prana from coming in. And you could technically end your life, right? But we don't do that. There's an intelligence that continuously allows that to happen, but conscious breathing is when, we really harness our power. And that's when we get into territory of like self-love and what love is and what life is, because when we realize that even all that information that we are picking up on and our bodies are kind of like responding to, it's like bouncing off of us and we're registering all that through our senses, that's all kind of happening unconsciously, right? And so if something scares us, or if something, we pick up very quickly, right? If something is hot, don't touch it. We learn that very quickly and we don't have to think twice about it. I mean, sometimes we'll kind of forget and we'll touch that hot pan and burn ourselves again, but you know what I'm saying? It's a pretty unconscious process. Once you learn how to drive, your body learns what it means to kind of be the vehicle at that point. Oftentimes, if you drive, you know that you can easily zone out. And that's pretty crazy. Your body knows what to do, and it is a machine, and it will do what you tell it to do. So listen to that again. It will do what you, who is that, tell it to do. It will do it. You are in control of your body. You are in control of your life. So fear is a natural byproduct of giving our power away, giving that control over to something else. And that is slavery. Okay? Because nobody likes that feeling. It creates a lot of fear because, there's not many people in your life, I'm sure, that, you feel you can put your life in their hands, right? We don't trust like that. and naturally so, because if we did trust like that, this world would be a much better place, right? To be able to trust that. But we can't do that. We have to be in control of our bodies. We have to be in control of the information that we are then acting from, the information that we are reacting to. We can choose that reaction, okay? Our bodies are powerful machines, powerful forms, right? It is doing a lot of the work for us, and all we have to do is experience it. Just experience our body in this avatar. That part of us that is doing the looking when we look in the mirror, that part of us that gets to control, that is in control always, unless we give it away, that part of us just gets to experience. And because it's in control, we can choose what our body does next, right? So you can now consciously decide, based on the stimulus that you're getting from your dry mouth, that you're gonna go get a drink, and you get to choose what drink you want, right? It's simple, but it's profound when you really think about it, because once you realize how much power you truly have, then we can get into that bigger stuff, those bigger decisions. Like, what are we doing with the information that is being fed to us by the TV, by people on the street, by our friends who also read the news and are freaking out about it, right? We get to choose what we do with all that information and stimulus. And we can take the information, we can listen, we can make our decision, right, based on the information we're getting. I mean, we have to, there's no other choice. We can't pretend that certain things aren't happening. But we can realize that when someone is telling you to stay inside and not go anywhere, and then because they have the power to do that and you listen to them, and you get afraid because what they're telling you is that, you know, this situation is completely out of our control, we can't do anything, the best thing for you to do is to stay inside, then we start to, like, come out here, and we're just getting hit after hit of new information, and we're just kind of bouncing around with what everyone else is telling us. But we don't have to do that. We can just take in the information and be like, okay, well, sure, I'll stay inside. But as soon as you start to overstep your boundary and you start to tell me more that I should be afraid of, try to tell me what to do when I have no other choice, you can say, whoa, something is fishy. If you start to feel afraid, something is fishy, and you're starting to give your power away because why? I mean, that's a good question. What I'm trying to say is the darkness is around us, okay? People are in their shadow. People are blinded. People are blind to their own power. But they don't have to be. It's a simple, maybe not so easy, but simple process of just thinking back to your breathing, guys. I mean, really, like, it might sound cheesy, you might be sick of hearing it, you know, screw that yoga crap, right? But it's true. Your body does it for you, but when you can do it consciously, when you can breathe consciously, realize the control you have over that. How much air, how much life comes into you. And if you can control that, if you can literally control, you know, if you have enough will, enough focus, you can do that. You can stop your body from operating, from letting in air. We wouldn't do that, right? Because we like experiencing life here. But realize that duality, you do not have to suffer. You can simply look at the suffering, look at the fear, look at this negativity, and you don't have to put a value judgment on it, right? You can choose what's next. You can just feel it out. You can just look at it. And so I'm going to end on just a little story about what could happen if we allow fear to take over. Now, I had an experience recently. It was my birthday, and I had been hanging out with my one friend for the past couple weeks still, even though everyone's been on lockdown. I mean, we had been home for weeks before, and, you know, we were keeping track of where we were going, and personally, I felt that it was totally fine. My friend thought it was totally fine that we were spending time with each other. I mean, we were being conscious, washing our hands, you know, being aware of where we were going, touching our face, all that kind of stuff, right? Covering our mouth, even if it was just like a dry cough, kind of like, I swallowed my spit. Anyway, but then so I had plans. My boyfriend came to visit me because same thing, he was under quarantine for weeks, and I trusted that it would be fun to hang out. And you guys might criticize that, right? Or that might trigger some people. And I understand that based on, maybe the information you've gotten or how you feel about it, how you're reacting to it. But I thought it was totally fine. My boyfriend and I thought it was totally fine. And I thought my friend thought it was totally fun. We were gonna go over to her house, again, and have some cake and celebrate my birthday. But right before we were about to leave, my friend called me, and she was on the phone with, my other friends who had decided to quarantine themselves completely and not spend time with us or, hang out with anyone. And that's totally fine. That's up to them. But, and we worked it out. The situation's fine now. But what happened in that moment was they were so shocked by, first of all, the fact that my friend and I had already hung out so much since then. We'd been hanging out, for the whole 2 weeks that my other friends had decided to completely quarantine themselves, which is fine, right? That was the recommendation, right? But we thought it was fine, and so we were going along with that. But when they found that out, they were so triggered. I don't really know why. It was like this fear response based on the information that they had, taken in and chosen to believe and act in reaction to, right? So I had empathy for their reaction. I could understand why, but I was operating under a different sort of pretense, under a different mode. And we talked about this, right? So no hate to all you guys if you guys are watching this, but it hurt me so much because they started to talk to me, started piling on all this information that they had picked up from like the news and all that stuff about the recommendations going on and the seriousness of this and the risk and the danger of hanging out with my friend that I had already been hanging out with. But of course I had my boyfriend who had come to visit me, and they didn't even allow me to explain the risk as I saw it, right? My boyfriend had been quarantined for weeks, hadn't even left the house in weeks. And yes, we all of our families go grocery shopping. That's a certain risk. We go to the gas station, right? That's a certain risk. But I just want to ask you guys, how blown out of proportion is this, really? I mean, if you're washing your hands, if you're taking extra precautions to be hygienic, to be mindful of where you're going, be mindful of who you're communicating with, who you're touching, you wear a mask outside to protect other people, you do it with your friends to protect your friends. I mean, how crazy is this disease, right? Like, it's almost as, I don't know. Anyway, that's just my personal opinion. I'm not telling you guys what to do. You guys make your own decisions based on the information that you are given, but the way that they talked to me out of their perception of the risk, of the danger, and based on the information that they had, they spoke to me. They did not allow me to explain my side of the story, my perception of the risk. And they essentially spoke to me like I was just this infected, dangerous person. Like, I was so dangerous. Stay away, stay away, stay away. And it hurt me so much because they were no longer connecting to me as a human being, as a person with, who was about to explain to them, what I've been doing in reaction to everything that's going on, what the risk really is, how I really perceive it. They were not talking to me about that. They allowed their fear and the information that other people were giving them to dictate how they were perceiving me. And that is very bad, okay? I don't mean to panic anyone, but if you start treating people like they are, just the scum of the earth because they might be infected, because they might be carrying this asymptomatically, because they're just such high risk, That's okay. That's a concern. We can weigh those concerns, and you can choose to stay home. But when you start talking from that fearful place, who are you really talking to? Right? And what's really guiding your words and your reaction to someone you love, to someone you care about? And I'm telling you guys, that sort of behavior is what happened during, Jim Crow, during segregation, right? Being so afraid, this perceived risk, this danger based on what others were telling us of this person is bad, this person is good, this person is clean, this person is unclean, right? Or during the Holocaust, marking people with yellow stars of David, to disseminate, right? To divide. And that's not okay, guys. That's not okay. Everyone has freedom, and you get to choose how you live your life. Do not let other people tell you what is and what is not dangerous. You will know, you will feel it. And based on the information given to you, you can make your conscious decision, but the information is changing every single day. So just be discerning, be mindful, and take a step back, okay? If the information is changing every day, clearly something's not right. Something isn't set in stone. Something's not right. We can handle a virus. We've handled viruses before. But these people who are using your fear against you, maybe not even people, maybe something bigger. They're using your fear against you because they know it works. So do not give your power away, and realize that you have the final say. Okay? And you don't have to fight back. You just have to know when someone is trying to use your fear against you. You just have to know when someone is trying to instill fear in you or control you or tell you that something is this way and you shouldn't question it. Question everything. And know it in your heart to be true, because your heart knows exactly what to do, okay? And one final note. Paranoia is a self-destructive behavior. It's nothing to be ashamed of, but catch it. If you're feeling paranoid, realize you don't have to be paranoid. If you're feeling anxious, you don't have to feel anxious. Just notice it. Notice maybe where it could be coming from, but most of all, realize that it's probably coming from somewhere, perhaps for a reason. But you can release it. You can thank it and you can release it. And I'm going to make a different video about emotional release and emotions, because I've had a lot of personal experience with this, releasing very heavy emotions and anxieties and insecurities. And so I will definitely be making a video about that. But with fear, guys, you are in control. You are the real you is the one that is doing the looking when you look at the world, when you look in the mirror. Your body is always changing, is temporary. And fear, right, is simply just a product of you realizing that there is something that could harm you or take this away from you. But if you are too identified with this body, then that's when the fear arises, and it becomes much, much harder to get rid of it, because the threats are often, I don't want to say always real, but they're often, realistic. There's a reason for that sort of reaction. Your body is meant to kind of warn you, like, whoa, 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 danger. But notice when other people are feeding you false danger. Trust in your gut what you know to be true, and realize that we are all human beings. We all want love. We all want to get back to our daily lives. And we all want to get back to being with each other. And if we start treating each other like these infected, high risk, sort of like dangerous objects, I mean, that's what the world will be. We will no longer be human beings. We will be diseased, infected objects that we have to constantly be like aware of and fighting against and marking. I mean, they're proposing, like, big names, Bill Gates, people like that, they're proposing mass vaccinations with special, like, ink technology where you can be essentially monitored and tracked to see if you've had the coronavirus, if you've gotten over it, and if you've been vaccinated. Do you realize, guys, that we are giving our power away. We are giving our discernment away to these people who feel that it will be better for us if we can track every single person. Keep track of yourself, okay? Be honest with yourself. We don't need to be marking people with little ink blots of, I'm vaccinated, you're not vaccinated, so that then we can, what, start a war between each other? Just, let's think about this, guys. Think about how we're treating each other because of the fear of the perceived danger that we've been fed. And realize that we don't have to feel that way. And we can weigh the risks for ourselves. You just have to trust yourself enough to look beyond and to question what others are trying to tell you and what the situation is trying to tell you, okay? It's all valuable information. We can be thankful for it. But always check in with yourself, okay? I hope that what I said made sense. You know, I may have jumped around a little bit, but I truly believe that this is an important thing to talk about what fear really is, who we really are, and awaken to our own power. That's really what this is all about, okay? I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm not telling you to do this or that. You make the final decision, but I'm telling you, you have so much power, baby. You have so much power, and you don't have to let anyone or anything take that away from you, okay? You are love. And once you get rid of all this, like, danger, all this other crap in the way, all those belief systems that tell you that if anything comes to threaten this body, then you will die, you will be gone forever. It is not true, honey. You are an infinite cosmic being. You are consciousness itself. You are creation itself. And you create your own reality, okay? So find that peace, find that center, take a deep breath, allow the miracle of life and experience and love to enter into your body, and you will be okay, okay? We don't have to fight back. Listen, let's stay at home. Let's really take this time to contemplate everything that's happening, to contemplate our own emotions and our own feelings. And if you're feeling stressed out, worried, out of control, I understand and I completely empathize with you, and there's good reason to be feeling that way. But we don't have to feel that way. Okay? Yeah. So if you like this video, there will be more videos like it. I want this channel to be uplifting, inspiring, motivating, and overall empowering for anyone who watches my videos, okay? This is just one video. This is my first video, and I want to let you guys know that I'm gonna start off with once weekly evification services. I'm kind of working on the name, but it's like kind of like church essentially, and it's essentially going to be, I'm going to be premiering it on Sunday morning, where we can all tune in to the premiere. I'll be watching with whoever watches, and we can have a group meditation, group prayers. We can all set some positive intentions for ourselves, and I'll be doing like a little sort of homily, I guess you could say, like a little talk, sort of reflecting on my thoughts, and then we can discuss about all that in the comments. and in the corresponding Facebook group. So if you guys are interested in that, please hit subscribe and the little notification bell so that you guys know when that comes up, when the premiere goes up. And like this video if you did. Comment down below if this resonated with you, how you're feeling, how you've been doing, okay? And I'm so excited for you guys to join this community, and I want this community to grow where we just love each other, empower each other, and empathize with one another, because our feelings are very real, but we can help each other navigate that and navigate the releasing process. We can navigate our next move, okay? Yeah. Thank you for watching. Please hit subscribe and hit the notification bell to receive, to get notified when I post a new video and when my Evification kind of like church video premieres on Sunday. And down below in the description, you can visit my website, evheals.com. I offer personal oracle and tarot card readings there. If you have a certain situation that you would like to take a look into, I use the cards to help me give you guys advice, to look into your questions, and hopefully allow you to find some clarity and some validation in how you're feeling or what you might be thinking. And so you can go down to the links below. You can also donate if you would like. There's a link down below where you can donate to help me continue this process and build this channel and do all that. And what else? Yeah, join the Facebook group, because there will be watch parties hosted there as well for the kind of like church premieres. And yeah, I also offer some stuff at my website, like some blog posts and some resources and links and recommended videos as well. So thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. I'm sending you all lots and lots of love. Take care.